Clash on the Court promo shoot, take one.
Three games.
One day,
Live only on Cardiff Met Sport TV. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the Archers Arena here at Cardiff Met Kincoy campus. Today we play host to the first ever Clash on the Court, which sees both the women's and men's basketball teams shoot for glory later, live on Cardiff Met Sport TV. But first, let's turn our attention to the opening match taking place this afternoon, the women's netball, which sees Cardiff Met face varsity rivals Bath in an exciting rematch. I'm joined today by one of the chairwomen and second team captains, Jojo Bayliss. Jojo, thank you so much for joining me. We've got an exciting evening ahead of us, but first let's start with the opening match, Cardiff Met versus Bath. First of all, just give me an insight into the event. What does the occasion mean for Cardiff Met Netball?
Well, it's obviously quite a big event for us. Bath are our varsity team that we play against, and the girls have already played them once this season where they did lose, but the strengths that they've shown in training and the improvements that they've made as like a full team have been massive, and they've really come together as one big squad.
And speaking of the occasion of the event, would you like to see more of these throughout the year, maybe for the second team?
Yeah, 100%. It just gets like netball on showcase, which we don't really get too often. So it's a massive thing for the club, and I know there's going to be a lot of girls here watching. So yeah.
Yeah, the support is massive. It's good to see so many people here supporting netball. What does it mean? Because obviously you don't get that too much, do you? It must give the club such a boost.
Yeah, it's just a massive hype around the sport in general, and even for the teams lower down and stuff. It's just insane to have girls from the first team go and watch the sixes, or and vice versa. There's girls from all teams here already. So
yeah, that's a good team connection. Now, speaking of which, you have a broad 7 teams.
Yeah.
Now, I know netball often has numerous numbers of teams, but how do you manage such a vast number? How do you do it?
We just really push our social side of things. I've got friends that are, range from all the way from the first team, my own team, and all the way down. So our socials are a massive part of just getting to know everyone, and we really push not creating little cliques and groups and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, that must be nice to hear. And other than social occasions, what is training like? Walk me through a week of training in netball.
So some of the teams train together. So the 1s and 2s train together. We train Monday morning. Tuesday morning we have S&C, Tuesday evening we've got training, play on a Wednesday. Some of us play outside on a Thursday as well together, and then S&C on a Friday. So it's pretty hectic.
Yeah,
week,
that is pretty hectic.
So we know each other well.
Yeah, you must do. And as a chairwoman and a captain, how do you sort of balance that and play? Well, sorry, I can see you're injured at the moment, but how do you sort of manage that and being a third year? How does it all pan out
I just
for you?
kind of throw myself into it and just see how I get on. I enjoy it, and I enjoy leading, and I do thrive in the environment, so it is really enjoyable.
Yeah, that's good. So could you talk a little bit about the team that are performing this afternoon? Any rising stars, who to look out for, anything like that?
Well, the whole team's really strong in general, but the main players I would watch out for, it's Tia. Tia's just a very flair player in general. She'll probably pull off a couple no-look passes. And Ellie Thwaites, the goal shooter, she's just a phenomenal shooter. She'll probably hit most of her shots in. So.
And obviously they had a draw with Cardiff last
Yeah.
week. They have lost to Bath before, but how's the season looking going forward, rather than reflecting on the past
It's looking
ones?
really positive. The girls are so strong in general at the moment. They really push themselves in training, and they push each other as well. And the coaches have been really good at pushing them. So yeah.
And so next week's game seems to play Gloucestershire. I think Gloucestershire are currently bottom of the league table. Do you think that's sort of a a good mentality to have going forward, or do you sort of play the top of the league the same you would play the bottom of the league?
100% play with the same intensity, top and bottom of the league. The girls will go out strong today and they'll go out strong next week. So.
And thank you so much for joining us. We've got an exciting evening coming up. And yeah, definitely one to look out for. Cardiff Met Bath, such a strong rivalry. And so we're going to head up to our commentary team with James and Caitlin. Thanks to you both.
Hello, Megan, and thank you very much for throwing over to us. Hello, everyone, and welcome, or Shemaya Koroiso, I should say. Welcome to Cardiff Metropolitan University here at the Archers Arena. It is the clash on the court. It is time for a triple header like you have not seen before, and we are starting off with an absolute cruncher here. Varsity rivals Cardiff Met and Bath University, starting us off with a cracking netball match. As I said, I am joined here by Caitlin Meredith. Caitlin, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. I'm absolutely thrilled to be here for this game. I think it should be an absolute cracker.
It's going to be an absolute thriller to watch. I can't wait. The atmosphere in here is quite high. We've got some wonderful fans who are holding some signs up, supporting the girls, ready for the match. We've got a DJ going on in the corner, and I have definitely seen Archie the Dragon hiding somewhere. I think his name's Archie. I've been told that his name potentially is Archie.
Archie the Archer.
Archie the Archer. God. Do you know, they really should get awards for thinking of names like this these days. It's a cracking game today. Right, so the starting 7 for Cardiff Met today. In the goal shooter position, we have Esme Cornelius. Ellie Thwaites is going to be the goal attacker. And on the wing attack, we have Sydney Palmer. And the co-captain for the Cardiff Met first team, Tia Medic, is in the centre of the park today. Izzy Claxton is our wing defender, and in goal defence we have Seren Evans partnering up with the goalkeeper Lucy Taylor-Hunt. That team will be trying to make sure that no goals are scored from a Bath University perspective. Kira Davis, I spoke to her actually earlier on in the day, and she was saying that she is feeling confident ahead of this game. Bath are the team to beat. They are top of this table for a reason. 5 from 5 so far. First game of the season, they lost 71-31, Caitlin. But Kira is confident that they can have a good game today. What will be crucial for the Met team to remember going into this fixture?
Well, they know they're a strong unit. You know, we've got Esme and Ellie up top, who are a very strong and impressive attacking pair. And having someone as like Tia as your co-captain, a very experienced player, she knows what she's doing and she knows how to get the girls in the right mindset for this game.
Absolutely, and if the DJ wasn't enough to get the atmosphere going, certainly the tension and the rivalry between these two sides will spur any archer on in a fixture like this. Turning over to the University of Bath side, in the goal shooter position we've got Lily Jones, goal attack is Sophie Kelly, wing attack Izzy Heisted, centre of the park Danny Agnew, wing defence Poppy Tideman, goal defence Scarlett Creasy, and goalkeeper Georgie Ford. That's a strong team for the University of Bath to be feeling early on, and their coach who travelled down with them today is Anya Lemonnier. Caitlin, talk me through that strong side that we're seeing today. Lots of experience coming through from the WPL.
Yeah,
NPL, sorry.
Their attacking lineup is going to be really hard to defend against. Two girls that are very experienced in the Vitality Super League with that Team Bath, and a lot of girls in the NPL side for Bath as well, either at under 21s or under 19s level. So they're a very strong unit. They're going to know each other very well. So I think they're going to be hard to defend against, but I believe the Met girls know how to do it.
Excitingly, both teams this afternoon, I should say. We've not got quite that late on in the day just yet, Caitlin. It doesn't feel like it, I promise. But we've got quite a good mixture of first years that have been introduced into both of these squads. Lots starting out as we can hear the echo start booming around this arena now. It's certainly an atmosphere that you don't want to miss. And we are set for an absolute showstopper today. We're just going to sit back and take in this atmosphere for a second here, Caitlin. University of Bath have been introduced to this fixture, and now here come the Archers. A big cheer even for the umpires of that amazing introduction of both sides for this fixture today. Caitlin, what an atmosphere we've got inside the Archers Arena. What are you making of it so far?
That introduction has got me so pumped for this game. The crowd loved it, I think the players loved it, and certainly Archie the Archer loved it in the corner over there. He's absolutely loving this atmosphere.
And I'm so glad more than anything right now that thankfully Jojo has come over from our little studio here on the side of the netball court. She stood next to us, ready to watch this battle for the West take place on the Archers Arena court. Jojo, how excited are you?
I'm very excited. It's going to be a very competitive game. So
I'm going to go for score predictions pretty quickly now before we get underway. Jojo?
I think it's going to be evens. I think it's going to be very even. I don't know what the score's going to be, but I think it's going to be very close.
And even, who's going to win? Go on, give me a winner.
It's got to be Cardiff Met.
Got to be Cardiff Met. Caitlin?
I'm going for a Cardiff Met win. Score, I think it could be quite high scoring. Some very good attackers on this pitch, so a high scoring Cardiff Met win.
Excellent. We're backing the girls. We're ready to go. Tia Medic is in the middle of the park, and we are underway here at the Archers Arena. The noise has sustained itself since that fantastic introduction, and we've got our first penalty blow. Back underway relatively quickly, though. There's one thing to note, the speed at which this game travels across the court. And the first score going to Cardiff Met, courtesy of goal attacker
Ellie Thwaites will love to get off the mark early there. Lovely long shot from her.
It's exactly the start that Ellie Thwaites would have wanted, and straight away a response from the University of Bath. But again, this end-to-end action will be sustained for the full hour. The ball is flying around here with such a ferocity as we see a penalty called against Cardiff Met here. Jojo, what do you make of these opening interactions between both sides?
Well, it's a bit nervous. You can tell there's been a couple of mistakes already, but once the girls start to settle down, I think they'll just come out stronger than they already are.
And the ball is already moving quite quickly. I have very limited netball experience.
Yeah.
I picked up a netball once or twice in primary school, but it didn't ever move with this sort of pace. Is this going to be the style of game we're going to see for the full hour?
100%. This intensity will just last the whole game. The scoreline is going to be going up and down. Bath will score, Cardiff Met will be on a roll, so it's going to keep moving with pace.
University of Bath able to get another score in there. Their goal shooter, Esme Cornelius, proving to be vital in these opening exchanges between the two sides, with Bath now taking a slim 3-1 lead. Archie the Archer is joining us at the edge of the arena here. He's tucked away in the corner, but he's certainly keeping his eyes on the crowd to make sure that they are behind our girls out on the court today. Caitlin, I've asked Jojo, what are you making of these opening moments? As a brilliant shot there from the Cardiff goal shooter, Lily Jones.
That was lovely from Esme there. She knows where the goal is, so she's always very clinical in that little D. I think these opening encounters have been a little bit erratic. Like Jojo said, once it's settled down and they sort of get into the groove a bit more, I think they'll be doing a lot better. But very end-to-end here, and a few lovely interceptions early on as well. So,
will this be the way that Cardiff Met want to continue this match then?
I think they'll want to settle it down a little bit. I think they'll want to keep the sort of speed and intensity and force Bath into errors and giving away penalties such as this. And that's a lovely finish from Esme there. So they'll want to keep forcing these penalties, but they'll want to calm down their own game and not force the ball into the D too much. It's
going to be an interesting game seeing Esme face off against Georgie Ford of Bath. Both of them having quite a physical battle so far.
They're also training partners in the Bath under-21 squad, so they've been testing each other out in training, I know.
There's more than just university bragging rights at stake here. It's bragging rights full stop across the board. Cardiff Met covering the court very well, making good use of the space, forcing the turnover there in the final third. And they'll try and attack out of their own. We've got a quick pause in the play because someone's lost a bib. Just going to make sure we get that stuck back on so that everyone knows what they're doing on the court again. Another brilliant looping pass, nearly found Esme. Medic with the interception though before Bath could try and capitalise.
you can always rely on Tia to get in at the top edge of that D. She always gets in there with ease and really helps out these attackers to get themselves into the best positions possible.
Ellie Thwaites found herself in a good position there, but it is Esme Cornelius who gets another one for the Archers. Jojo, talk to me about what you've seen so far in this match. We've mentioned the physical battle so far between Esme and Georgie when it comes to trying to get scores for Cardiff Met. What other interesting battles have you seen so far across the court today?
Well, I know Ellie's going to be a strong player. She's not going to be put up with being pushed around. Lucy has got her head in the game already, you can tell. She's given the goal shooter a bit of a push, but she is getting into the game, and she's a very consistent goalkeeper. So
she's certainly one that we will be keeping our eyes on as this game progresses. Another whistle against her though in that final circle. Tia Medic frantically organising her team, ready to try and stop this latest University of Bath attack. But a lovely looping shot finds the net and finds Bath with another point. They are 6-4 up currently in the Archers Arena here on Kincoid campus. It's the clash on the court today. 3 huge games for Cardiff Metropolitan University, and we're starting it off with arguably one of the biggest of all varsity rivals, league rivals. It's the Battle for the West. Foul in the middle of the park there by Medic. The ball is worked into that final section.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate there. We know Lucy likes to sort of come out and try and take these interceptions quite well because she knows she's got her partner there to back her up. And 9 times out of 10 they come off in her favour, but sadly just not on that occasion. Great
interception there from the Cardiff Met team to stop Bath getting further up on that scoreboard. The Archers looking to make their way into that crucial final section of the court, desperately trying to score more. The ref is called up against the Bath defence. We'll get back underway with an uncontested throw. An excellent pass, finds Esme and finds the net.
Yeah, lovely shot by Esme there, very clinical.
And we're just going to call time because we've got a technical malfunction here on the court. The basketball hoop is feeling a bit left out and it wants to join in with the action today. But whilst that is making its way down, and we'll swiftly get it put away. Jojo, talk to me about how difficult it is once you're in that final semicircle, about to make that shot, because the difference between the netball hoop to this basketball hoop, which has interrupted our game, is that there's no backboard. There's nothing to help you get that ball in except your accuracy and your throw. How challenging is it to score in netball?
Honestly, it's so challenging. Like, the shooters from the first team come down, they train every day and they just put shots up, because if the ball pretty much just slots through the hole, so if you miss, you are missing. So.
Have you seen anyone make a particularly impressive shot yet so far this season?
Well, Ellie's always one to watch out for. She likes to shoot from far away, and she can pretty much shoot from anywhere in that circle. So.
Really? How far up the court are we talking? Because
only in the D.
Fair. I was just getting a bit worried there for a second. I was picturing someone throwing it from one end of the court to the other, sort of like a buzzer sort of golden goal. But the basketball hoop is now going to leave this fixture, and we should hopefully get back underway soon. In fairness, it's a moment, Jojo, where the Cardiff Met team will be able to recompose themselves and take a breather almost.
Yeah, 100%.
Regather their thoughts. So, if anything, the basketball hoop has been on the side of the Archers as they look very dangerous, trying to get the ball to their goal shooter, Esme. But it just didn't happen. Great movement through the middle of the park there from Denny Agnew to find goal attacker Sophie Kelly with another score for the University of Bath. It's now Cardiff Met 5, University of Bath 8.
Yeah, they are transitioning that ball through the mid-court very well, and they're being very quick, and they're catching Met a bit out in certain positions here, so we need to sort of crack down on that and get these players marked up a bit better.
They don't seem to spend much time in the middle of this court though, Caitlin. It's a very fast, frantic game at the moment. Does it need to be slowed down, or do Cardiff Met or the University of Bath need to reconsider any of their tactics in these opening encounters?
I think the fast-paced intensity does work on some occasions. You know, you find yourself in a bit of space and you move the ball quickly. I mean, catch the defence off guard, but in some occasions you don't want to force that ball into positions where it could be intercepted. So sometimes take that extra second just to compose yourself and find the right pass.
It's a great no-look pass in the middle of the court by Tia Medic. It almost found us here in the commentary. Jojo, I'm going to be relying on you to make sure that ball doesn't hit any of us during this match. But another great piece of work from the University of Bath to work it, as you say, Caitlin, through the middle of the park. It's so crucial to make sure you move it through quickly into that final third. Yeah, and there's a lot of movement going around in that final third.
Oh, what's a lovely pick from Sophie Kelly to make sure the ball didn't go out of play, and she's finished it beautifully.
A great piece of play there from the University of Bath. Quick hands, quick thinking, and another quick score on the board for the team that have travelled across the bridge to face the Archers today.
It's a lovely
and
shot.
Another calm, collected shot from their goal attack, Sophie Kelly. She seemed to be on fire in these opening encounters. Jojo, is that going to be a worry for the Archers?
It's probably a bit of a worry at the moment, but if the girls stay on her and keep the pressure up, then hopefully it'll just knock off her game and really put the pressure onto her.
We've got a call against the University of Bath here in this final section. So a nice free throw, and it just goes over the edge. Unfortunately for our goal attack, Ellie Thwaites. Thwaites and Cornelius will be looking to try and reduce the deficit as quickly as possible to Bath. Met currently trailing by 6 points. But Sophie Kelly again has ensured that the margin keeps increasing. Caitlin, University of Bath are looking very calm and collected when it comes to the crucial moments in that final point, in that final section of the court. Is it as easy as they're making it look?
Oh no, this is hours of dedication of practice and training. These girls are playing probably almost every day in terms of being not just for the uni. Obviously both their attackers are Team Bath players in the Vitality Super League, so netball is probably their life at this point. So yeah, this is hours of dedication and hours of training to get as clinical and as good as they are in that D.
And again, we see another score there from the University of Bath. Goal shooter Lily Jones adding to the tally. And Denny Agnew gets us back underway. Bath using a great variation in terms of pass distance and also passing height so far in this game. Jojo, how can Cardiff Met try and shut these passes down and stop that ball moving further up the pitch? And a bit of a physical defence there from the University of Bath against Tia Medic. It looked very threatening through the middle there. But talk me through how the Archers can defend against such a variation of travel.
Probably just need to change body angles and try and force the players to be pushed down up court rather than down court and let the ball go over the head. So it's just getting behind your player and trying to just stop it as much as you can, really.
How key is the communication between these players on the park in front of us here, Jojo? It's quite a loud environment, even with the crowd, but all of the noise is coming from these girls out on the court right now. It's essential,
so
isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Whether it's switching a player, whether it's just talking to each other, like encouragement and stuff. So it's probably the main part of netball is communication. It's the one thing coaches always tell you. So.
Bath looking a bit physical in defence there, or in attack I should say, sorry, in that final section. Tia Medic being pushed to the floor, but Bath will get the game restarted again. It's goal shooter Lily Jones again, who finds herself scoring for Bath, taking them further into the lead. They now have a 10-point lead on Cardiff Met University. It's Cardiff Met 6, University of Bath 16 here at the Archers Arena on Kincoid campus for the Clash on the Court triple header.
Yeah, the girls just really need to break the rhythm that Bath have at the moment. They just need to get on get a couple turnovers, get on a roll themselves, and they'll be back in the game quite quickly.
It was a great shot there in the end by the goal shooter for Bath, Lily Jones, but the referee has called for a penalty, so Cardiff Met have the opportunity to attack out from their own end. Esme Cornelius finding herself in a bit of space on goal. Unfortunately, her bib has fallen off. So we're just going to take a brief pause, brief moment, as she lines herself up for a shot. Oh, another great effort from Esme Cornelius coming in there, just not finding the net for those points, those precious points in this opening quarter.
I think that might be slightly the difference between the two sides at the moment. If we can just get a bit more clinical in that D, I think we'll really narrow that scoreline down. So.
A fantastic shot there from Bath University's goal attack, Sophie Kelly. These are names that, by the sounds of things, we're going to be mentioning throughout this encounter between the two sides. And we're into the closing 2 minutes of this first period. Jojo, what have you made so far of Cardiff Met's performance out on the court?
It's a bit hectic at the moment. I think the girls just need to settle and just play how they play in training, to be honest.
It would be interesting to know what's going to be said in this huddle at the end of this first period. What would be your first points to talk about with your team? Or how would you try and spur them on, sorry?
Probably just tell them that they aren't doing anything massively wrong, but just be stronger, hold stronger, and just encouragement more than just talking about what's going wrong. That's the main thing.
Absolutely. As we see Esme Cornelius come back in for a shot. Again, just missing the inside of that rim to get Cardiff Met on the scoreboard once again. A beautiful direct pass straight through the middle of the park there from Bath and into that end zone for another score. It makes the score now in the final minute. Cardiff Met 6, University of Bath 19. Yeah. Caitlin, it's been a very intense opening period, has it not?
It has indeed, and that was a great pick by Lily Jones there, and a really nice finish. And they've gone up the other end, and it's Sophie Kelly this time that's put it in the net. So
again, two names that we thought we were going to be mentioning a lot before this game have turned out to be true. But Cardiff Met certainly not going down with a fight, without a fight even, I should say. Their movement has been superb. A great score coming in there from Ellie Thwaites. The deadlock is broken. Cardiff Met have finally scored another point in this game. But Bath almost instantly respond on the buzzer with another great shot from Lily Jones. So, at the end of that first period, it's Cardiff Met 7, the University of Bath 21. It's been a very physical, very fast, hectic encounter. Caitlin, what do you make of that first period for our Archers?
I think the scoreline might not necessarily reflect how well they have been playing. They just might not have been clinical enough. But I think they'll be hoping to come back with a stronger second period.
Jojo, these breaks in between each period are very, very short. How key is it, how crucial is it that you get to your points quickly, you encourage your team and you get it on that part with the right mindset? It's a very quick turnaround.
Yeah, it's so crucial. As soon as you come off the court, sit down in your units and talk about it, and the coaches just label points at you, get it off, and then make substitutions, and then you're straight back on court.
Is it beneficial actually for those players to have such a short turnaround in between periods, or would you prefer a longer break in between periods?
I quite like the short break. It keeps your adrenaline up, like you're still warm, you're ready to go back on court. You have 2 minutes to hype yourself back up, have an energy drink, and then back on court you go.
Absolutely. And we can see Archie the Archer, the faithful SU Dragon, is making his way through the crowd right now, making sure everyone's spirits are still high. I think Jojo's eyeing up a selfie with him already as we speak. The smile tells me yes.
I was about to say he was receiving a lot of attention from the crowd wanting photos with him. He's very famous on this campus.
And if you're watching this stream at home and you are in Cardiff or you're within Cardiff Metropolitan University currently this afternoon, why don't you come down to the court and offer your support for our Archers as they take on varsity rivals, the University of Bath, here in the Clash on the Court spectacle. It's a triple header today, 3 massive games for Cardiff Met sides, and so far this game has been incredibly intense. Jojo, looking at this huddle right now, what do you think is being said by the coaches to their players? I know you spoke about what you personally would say, but right now they've kind of split off very nicely into these 3 different conversations. What do you think is going on?
I think they're just talking defensively wise, how to deal with the tall shooters, because Bath are quite a tall team, so how to deal with having the tall shooters, and then on the other side, on the attacking side, just how to hold strong in front of the defenders.
And we see it's getting quite intense in that little huddle for Cardiff Met. Adjustments of the laces, adjustments of the water bottles and the bibs. And we've got a change coming on. I'm going to turn to Caitlin now, who's been able to identify a University of Bath player who's taken a step away from the huddle, is actually just warming up, having a few shots, Caitlin.
Yeah, she's taken a few shots and she's got the bib on, so it looks like Charlotte Jennings-Evans will be coming on for Lily Jones in that goal shooter position. And I think Met might have made a defensive change with Eloise Spacey coming on, so into that goal defence position.
Yeah, Eloise Spacey's come on at goal defence and pushed Sarah Evans out to wing defence.
What does Spacey bring into this game now, Jojo?
Just a bit of height, and she can jump very high, so hopefully put a bit of pressure on the tall shooters, rattle them a bit and make them change their game plan in general. We've also got a change of Kath Titley coming on at centre, pushing Tia into the wing attack bib, and Sydney making a debut for Cardiff at goal attack, and only going back to goal shooter.
A debut on the Clash on the Court. What more could we want to add to the drama here, Jojo? It's just fantastic to see this. How great is it to see actually so many freshers moving through the Cardiff Met system so successfully? Yeah,
well, Sydney's coming to the season and she's definitely made a big stand on just coming into the first team. She's an insane player. She trains hard. And that's all I can say. Her work ethic is insane. So she definitely deserves a position in the first team.
I mean, everyone in this team trains incredibly hard, Jojo. You mentioned it in the build-up to this fixture. How essential is it, that teamwork, that camaraderie between everyone at Cardiff Met Netball, to balance your time so well and mixing your training to successful studies, as we see a fantastic introduction for Cardiff Met in this second period. But yeah, so talk me through how difficult it is to balance that training, to balance it with your studies, but how much you probably pull together as a team to help you get through it.
It is hard. We train pretty much every day, so a lot of us play twice a week, some even 3 times a week, so you do just have to be on top of it any moment. You're either sleeping or you're eating or trying to get some uni work done. So my team with the 2s, we train with the first team, so we know how hard it is and how much everyone pushes each other and just the teamwork in general. So
that must help push the quality up of your second team.
Yeah, 100%.
Tenfold.
Yeah, we won earlier, so we extra 2s in our game, so we've lost a couple of games this season, but they're ones that we can definitely win when we come back.
A fantastic congratulations then to your team defeating Exeter today. That's fantastic to hear about that result before coming into this fixture. Cardiff Met certainly looking just as determined as they did in the first period and not willing to give a single inch of this quarter. Just too high on that pass there to reach Medic, who's moved over onto this wing attack position. Caitlin, talk me through what the difference is between that wing attack and that centre position on this court. Is it something that will suit the gameplay, the style at which Tia Medic likes to play?
I mean, I think Tia is a very energetic player, so she can play in either of those centre or wing attack roles. She loves to get up and down the court, but that wing attack role, she's really good at getting in the edge of that D and sending balls into the centre for our attackers, so pushing her up a bit might help out and get us some more shots on target.
Jojo, would you agree?
100% agree. Tia's energetic and she'll just play well anywhere, to be honest. No matter where you put her, she'll put 100% in. So hopefully working the ball to the edge of the circle and getting the shooters in a more confident position to shoot will help with the accuracy of their shots.
Cardiff Met seem to have started off this second period exactly how they want to continue the rest of this match. They've scored, they've put Bath under pressure, they've forced errors, They're forcing cracks almost to appear on this court, Caitlin.
Yeah, they pressurised that centre pass really well, left her with no option but to force a ball through which just couldn't be received inside that middle third. So Netball, and they've put it straight into the D.
Oh, a very close effort coming in there from goal shooter, from goal attack, Ellie Thwaites. I was pausing for dramatic effect, guys, don't worry. Got to build the drama of this fixture.
It is a very dramatic fixture so far, I can tell you that.
We can definitely see that height coming into play, Caitlin, when we enter that D zone at the end of the court. A little physical tuffle there just in front of us as well. You can certainly see that something was said at half-time that Cardiff Met are fired up for this, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it's classed as a no-contact sport, but a little push and shove does happen in these games, and you need to make sure you're getting in front of that ball and in front of your player. So we've obviously got a little more physical in this quarter to try and get ourselves back into this game.
And we've just witnessed the leap of Lucy Taylor-Hunt. Jojo, you said it in that first period that she can jump very high. We've just witnessed it twice there.
Yeah.
What an asset she will be for Cardiff Met going into the rest of this fixture.
100%. She's got such a reach on her that she'll turn over the ball a lot in that end circle. It's just whether Cardiff Met can work the ball down court efficiently and not risk any turnovers.
Cardiff Met looking for an opening, looking for a gap, looking for a way through. A lovely bit of fast pass motion there from the Archers, and another great score.
I think Sydney's brought a lot of energy into this attack, a lot more, a bit less with the overhead balls, but a bit more with the sort of energy and the fast, quick-paced movements to try and get that ball into better shooting positions.
She's certainly made a good impact on this game so far. Cardiff Met seem to be attacking with a lot more dynamism, you'd almost say, wouldn't you, Jojo?
100%. Sydney's just brought an energy and a completely different option to what they usually have. So rather than having a tall shooter in, it's quite hard to defend against a small player, especially when you're tall. So she's providing a different aspect to Cardiff Met's team.
I think it might have caught Bath a bit off guard as well.
100%.
I don't think they were expecting that change in this quarter.
No, I don't think anyone was.
Well, we know how threatening Esme can be in that final D zone. But Cardiff Met seem to have, as we see, an obstruction call coming here from the referee. So a little bit of pressure eased off there from the Archers to play out from their end zone. They're looking for options to move up the court quickly. It's all about trying to get that ball into an attacking position as quickly as possible, isn't it, Jojo?
100%. Just getting a shooter set up in a position that they're comfortable in and trying to work it to the circle edge and just minimise how many players you've got to pass over. So
a lot of back and forth 1-2 passing there from Bath in the final D zone, Caitlin. Are they starting to run out of ideas?
I think they're just trying to wiggle their way as close to the net as possible, but it's not worked, and it was a lovely pick by Eloise to get us back in the game and back in possession.
It was great. It certainly rattled some feathers in the Bath camp because they were not happy with that call from the referee. But the Archers will certainly love the opportunity to attack again. A great score there from goal attacker
Sydney Palmer.
Sydney Palmer coming on the pitch.
She's really changed this game around.
It's almost a bit of genius in the moment of the change from the first period into the second period, Jojo, to bring her on, because I've noticed it myself. She's able to stand a lot further back from the goalkeeper, Georgie Ford.
It's just almost like they lose her. They just can't see her from anywhere. And she's just popping the shots in from anywhere in the circle as well. So she's put a different spin on the game and a positive one as well.
Yeah, this change from Eline and Kira might be a piece of genius so far.
Her and Tia have got a really good communication as well. They know exactly where each other are and where they want each other to be. So they work very well together as well.
Sydney Palmer, of course, as we say, a fresher, first year, but she brings a heap of experience with her into this. She was recently involved in England trials. She's a Scram student, so she does sport conditioning, rehabilitation and massage here at Cardiff Met University. So she's got a sporting mind that she can add to this squad, that she can bring into this game. And actually, Jojo, I don't know whether you know this or not, she's a qualified open water super diver.
I know, it's a very fun fact of hers.
That is certainly one of the most out there ones I've ever received.
I was completely shocked when she told me. I was like, no way.
She's certainly got no fear, essentially. So she won't be fazed by these tall Bath goal defenders.
I think if anything, it's the other way round. I think they're fazed by her.
They are indeed, because she's managed to just go and get another one. This is a fantastic start to the second period from Cardiff Met. And a lovely interception there in the middle of the park, just unfortunately going arrears into the hands of the University of Bath. And an obstruction penalty called by the referee. And a point scored for the University of Bath. Jojo, this is definitely a more promising performance from Cardiff Met in the second period, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, 100%. The girls have come out stronger. I don't know what the coaches said to them at the quarter time, but definitely something positive, because they've really just upped their game and the intensity in general, causing Bath to make lots of errors, as we're seeing.
Caitlin, what have you noticed most, sorry, in this performance from Cardiff Met in the second period, as Bath adds to their points tally with another score?
I think it's just the changes in the mid-court and in the attackers with Sydney. I think they've just been a lot more dynamic, and they've really sort of caught Bath off guard, and they're not quite sure how to defend against it right now.
I love the suspense of how it all falls very silent when they enter that final D. There's a bit of a call from the referee, and then the shot goes in and the score is made.
Jojo, very respectful, isn't it?
Very respectful. Jojo, do you almost feel as though the tension heightens in that moment as well? Suddenly the silence falls, the pressure mounts.
100%. It's like everyone's just holding their breath, waiting.
I'm certainly holding my breath right now, watching Sydney every time she shoots. Great reactions on the rebound there. Oh, and again.
Oh, unlucky there. Ellie and Sydney just seem to be working very well together. Their communication is up to scratch, and they seem to know where each other are all the time.
Unlucky from Cardiff Met there not to get the interception in the middle of the court. Bath work it across for yet another score in this clash. Just under 5 minutes to go now left in this period. Jojo, Cardiff Met certainly bouncing around with a spring in their step, you would say, compared to that first period. You've been clapping a lot more, you've been smiling a lot more in this second period. Has this been something to smile about?
100%. The girls are capitalising on Bath's errors a lot more than they were in the first quarter. So they're really using our own strengths and not using Bath. So especially with the change with the taller defenders and just springing Sydney on has provided just a completely different change in the whole game.
Caitlin, would you look to make any more changes, or would you maybe look for consistency at this stage in the game?
Well, I think they're currently in a very good place, Cardiff Met. However, obviously, it's a very intense game. It can be very tiring, so it might need some fresh legs on the court for this third quarter coming up.
I'm exhausted just watching it, in all fairness, Jojo. It looks like a very intense game out there. Is it like this every single time? Yeah,
intensity is high at all times, and if you're not putting in 100%, the coaches will just pull you off. So if you don't think that you can give 100%, then there's no point being on court.
We see some mid-period substitutions coming in for the University of Bath. We've got one of the Nightingale twins has made their way into the wing attack position. Both twins having 5 years of NPL experience, Caitlin. Talk me through how crucial that will be for the Bath side. How much does that bring to their game?
Well, they know about playing at high level, and that will bring a lot to this game. And a majority of these girls have played for Bath in NPL level at some point in their careers. So these girls will know each other inside and out. So I guess them connections and that team bond will be there, and that always brings a lot to your performance.
Another fantastic score from Cardiff Met. It's our girl again, Sydney, making the impact that she seems to have done constantly throughout this second period.
Charlotte Jennings looked like she had a little bit of footwork there, which she hurt herself, but she's back running and she looks all right.
It's almost as miraculous as the instant recovery of Premier League footballers as we see another score for the University of Bath.
I think in these last few minutes, Bath have managed to compose themselves a bit more and have started getting some momentum back in this game and started firing again.
It'll be important, Jojo, won't it, for Cardiff Met in the next period to come out as they did at the beginning of this one and put Bath under consistent pressure again.
Yeah, 100%. The girls need to come out strong. I think they caught Bath on the back foot in the start of the last quarter, or the start of this quarter even. So hopefully just come out the same again, put another couple points and shorten the difference in goals.
Great read of the play there from Cardiff Met. They've intercepted that ball. They've got back into possession. Oh, bit of an almighty collision in the middle of the park there. It's not phased Tia Medic at all. She's one tough cookie, Jojo.
Yeah, you should see her in S&C. She loves it, and she's just so strong as well, especially for her height. She won't put up with being pushed and stuff, she'll push you back. So
a fantastic leader to have out on the court, I can imagine, as well.
100%. She's so motivational for her team. She's like one of the best captains, so she's just been great for Cardiff Met this season.
Well, thanks to her efforts there, Cardiff Met were able to score, but Bath have come back again with a score of their own. We're counting down the final minute in this second period. It's that captain again, Tia Medic, with the ball out wide, looking to move herself and move her team into position, but Bath and Georgie Ford pouncing on the ball to intercept. Another amazing leap there from Lucy Taylor-Hunt, but it wasn't enough to deny Bath another score.
They'd be disappointed to let a goal go in the last 10 seconds of the game, of this quarter.
They'll certainly want to make an impact before the buzzer, but sadly there was not quite enough time there. So at the end of the second period here in the Archers Arena, it's Cardiff Met 16, University of Bath 38. It is the clash on the court. It's three Cardiff Met teams, one after the other, equally in very intense Bucks fixtures. Jojo, that second period was much better than the first, despite the scoreline.
Yeah, 100%. The girls really brought out something different, and they just put a different spin on the game in general. So I think they came out with a positive attitude, which they need to do coming into the second half of the game.
We're going to take a quick break here at the Archers Arena. Thank you so much for joining us so far, but don't go anywhere because the clash on the court continues just after a couple of minutes. Hello and welcome back to the Archers Arena. It's Clash on the Court, it's game 1 of 3. It's Cardiff Met versus the University of Bath in the Bucks netball competition. I'm joined here by Jojo and Caitlin still from that first half. We're ready for another 2 periods of intense battle here on this netball court. Jojo, you've had a nice little half-time break, as have your Cardiff Met team. Are you excited to see them potentially bring this game back to Bath? Because they're certainly still in this. They're not over and done.
No, 100%. And even if the girls are down, goal difference matters so much in a league like this, because if you draw a game like the girls did last week, they're all going to be on the same level of points as Cardiff Uni are. So the goal difference really, really counts as to whether they are going to be in playoffs to go down a league.
So no matter how much you find yourself down by, it's always about trying to score points.
Definitely, no, always. Always need to be in the game and trying to just put as many points on the board as you can.
Caitlin, it looks like an unchanged Cardiff Met side out there on that court. Is that the right move to stick with some consistency?
Yeah, I think quite unsurprising considering sort of the improvement we had in that second quarter, and it looks like Bath have made a few changes, so they clearly thought something tactical they weren't able to match up with Met in that second quarter, so they have got both the Nightingale twins on now to try and bring some more energy and get them back flowing like they normally are.
They've certainly made a strong start. 2 excellent scores to get their second half scoreboard ticking over. And a lovely bit of defence there. The looping pass almost found their goal shooter, but Cardiff Met now find their way up the middle of the course. Referee calling for an infringement against the University of Bath, and now Tia Medic finds herself on the edge of the D, looking for the bounce pass. Too early thwaites. But she was just bumped off. And we'll take time again for the readjustment of a bib. Does it ever get quite annoying, Jojo, the amount of times they fly off? Or
So annoying.
Annoying.
Yeah, just stops play, disrupts play a bit, and kind of like, I don't know, disrupts your momentum almost. That's why a lot of teams make tactical changes as well, just to disrupt play if you're on a roll, and yeah, just throw you off your game a bit.
Do we think that that's actually what the Bath change was at the end of that second period? Because we saw that Cardiff Met were definitely dominating the play in the middle of the park and were looking much stronger. And then they decided to throw, I think it was 3 substitutions out into the mix. Was that what they were trying to do?
It very much could be. When we played Bath, their second team, a couple of weeks ago, they made a lot of changes in their last quarter, and we started bringing it back, and we were even and we were on a roll with our goals. They started making substitutions. So it can be a very tactical thing. It also can be because of injuries or stuff like that. So
Cardiff Met certainly still in this. And Ellie Thwaites, oh, so close. Sydney batted that back in towards the court, looking to find her goal shooter, Caitlin. She's on fire so far.
She has really been on fire. She's not naturally a goal attacker, as we found out. She prefers sort of the mid-court, but she's been pushed into that position as a tactical change, and it's been working brilliantly for Met.
It might not be her first choice, but I think it certainly should be in the future, Jojo. She's made quite the impact on this game so far.
She has
as we see Bath
impact
with another score as we begin this second half. What do you think was said at halftime, though, Jojo? If you were a coach, could you put yourself in Kira's shoes and try and tell us what might have been said?
Well, they're tough shoes to fill, but I would just say, just relax, like be confident in yourselves, be confident in each other. As soon as you start second-guessing each other, that's when the ball gets turned over because you've passed something you're not quite sure on. So when you're confident, that's when the game starts to flow well.
Bath again with another score.
Yeah, Emma Payne, that is at goal attack now, who's been just come on, so she's making a big impact in this game already.
Emma Payne is actually a former coach of one of the girls who's on the team today, Sophie Kelly. She coached Sophie Kelly coming through that Bath system, Caitlin. Is that quite a special moment then for these two to be out on the court together?
Yeah, it must be quite nice playing with your old coach. You must have done something right to get on the same team as her. So, yeah, a really special moment for the two of them.
Probably a proud moment for the quality of coaching, to be reflected in the fact that they've made it up this high and this far. Cardiff Met very much still in this encounter. looking to try and block Bath's movements forward with every opportunity. But this time, it does result in another score.
I do think Met are doing very well at making them make that extra pass now. The transitions from Bath's defence to attack have not been as quick as they were in them first quarters, so we're making them work a bit harder for it, which is good.
We talked about how much Bath were turning up the physicality in that second period. Jojo, it looks like Cardiff Met are starting to do the same. They're not letting Bath get in the way of their plan to get further up this court. They're certainly putting a very physical tussle in. As we've got a beach ball that's invaded the side of the pitch. We definitely don't want a Sunderland incident on our hands, Caitlin. That interrupted a game a few years ago.
We do not want a Sunderland incident on our hands.
Does it still haunt you to this day?
It does haunt me. It wasn't against us, but... And I'm glad it wasn't against us, but...
Well, I'm glad the dreaded beach balls haven't derailed this fixture. And Sydney finds herself another shooting position.
Ellie Thwaites did brilliant there to fight for that ball. She didn't necessarily have the height advantage, but she can definitely jump and reach them balls. So she got up and got it straight back into Sydney's hands, who finished it off nicely.
Both Sophie and Sydney looking very agile in that final D, wouldn't you say, Jojo?
100%, yeah. Sydney's the shortest person in the circle, but she's managing to get most of the rebounds, so she's definitely doing something right.
Lucky shot there for the University of Bath. It seemed to spin around in the rim of the hoop for quite some time there. Thwaites now finds herself with the ball up towards the top of the court. But it's bounced out and Cardiff Met will be allowed to play it back in.
That's a great interception from the Bath defence there, though Met will be disappointed with that one.
Is a wonderful read of the play from Georgie Ford to get her team back on the attacking foot and scoring yet another point in this fixture. Nightingale twin as we start off again. But a great interception coming in there from Lucy Taylor-Hunt.
That is absolutely what she does best. She loves taking them interceptions.
Jojo, we've spoken about it time and time again. She can soar into the air and stop that ball from flying any closer to her net.
She really can, no. And she thrives off of getting an interception. As soon as she gets one, then she starts to become on a roll with it. She really hypes herself up with just getting more and more interceptions.
When we see Thwaites with a brilliant score of her own there just now. And Medic will look to get this attack restarted as quickly as possible.
Back in her favourite position right at the top of that D to feed them balls into the shooters there.
It's certainly a voice that you want up towards the attacking position and a presence you want up there because it seems to be working. Thwaites again with another fantastic score for Cardiff Met.
She's really starting to show that impressive shooting we all know she has.
Ellie Thwaites is a second year here at Cardiff Met University, a sport PE and health student. She's got Dragons under 21s experience. And we were mentioning before, Jojo, how important fitness is in this game because it just seems to keep going and it never stops the running. She actually ran a half marathon in lockdown.
I know, that girl is insane. She's one of my housemates and she never stops. She thrives off of just practicing her shooting all the time. She's in the gym when she's not training, so...
She's dedicated to the success of this team, isn't she?
100%, yeah.
Certainly wouldn't have caught me running a casual half marathon in lockdown, that's for sure. But another fantastic score for the Archers from none other than Sydney again in that goal attack position. We must have said it about 5 times by now, but Caitlin, I think that she is going to have to learn to love that position because she's certainly excelling in it right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think she's probably the star player of this game so far. She's really had the biggest impact in getting Met back into this fixture because that first quarter was lacking a bit with the shooting quality, and she's definitely brought that back into the game.
It looks a bit frantic in this final third currently. Cardiff Met are on the attack, Bath running around, and the referee calling a penalty against them.
Just over the time limit there, too long on the ball, sadly.
That's a shame because Cardiff Met were looking very menacing there, Jojo. Bath simply, as I say, looking very frantic and not kind of knowing how to deal with that pressure all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think they just probably maybe a little bit rattled at the moment, but the girls would be back on it. Just one turnover and they're back on their game, so I don't think it's too much to worry about.
Lovely from Eloise there. And Lucy collects the rebound.
That's a great bit of awareness and reactions there from the Cardiff Met defensive team, defensive pair, I should say, protecting that net.
And Cardiff Met are not afraid to go backwards there. That shows a lot of confidence. They know they can play it back out and get it straight back in again. So.
Referee calling another penalty against the University of Bath in this final section. Jojo, is the pressure really starting to get to them, do you think, or is this just because of the half-time break they sort of lost their flow?
I think they're just starting to struggle with the fact of having Cardiff Met having a smaller shooter in the circle. They can't see her, and it's so easy to contact a player when they're shorter than you. You just end up losing them and stumbling back onto them. So I think they're just really struggling with the fact that Sydney's completely different, probably completely different to what they've actually faced before, especially in this Prem League. You don't get many short shooters.
I guess it's a very quick attack with the likes of sort of Ellie and Sydney, both very nippy players, and Tia probably sums up the word nippy. She's all over the court at all times, very difficult to defend against. So I think Bath's defence is probably struggling, and there she is again taking that ball. So just showing how well she travels up and down.
The Cardiff Met were a bit unlucky there. 2 shots bounced off the rim of the net, but a great interception in the middle of the park means that they find themselves again in an attacking position, looking to apply the pressure on the University of Bath. Another infringement from Bath there. Oh, so close. And the rebound. How did Thwaites keep that in? Jojo, what's just happened?
I don't know, I think she's just got long arms and she's just managed to fling the ball back down court. It's a shame they missed the shot, but...
Incredible balance to keep her feet in court while reaching out for that ball, I have to say.
Incredible, Caitlin. It was superhuman, the effort there from Ellie Thwaites on the Archers Arena court. And another fantastic effort to intercept the ball. Yeah, they're really starting to apply the pressure now, Caitlin.
Yeah, Saren's having a great game. She is sort of terrorising that attack in certain places. And we've got the girl down on our side here. That physicality from Bath is coming back again.
It is, but Cardiff Met are definitely not afraid to match it. They are fearless, they are fearsome, and they are full of energy to take it straight back to Bath. Referee calling in favour of the University of Bath, so they'll get us back underway here. Moving the ball, again, with a lot of variation in their height and speed of passing, Jojo. And I've not seen that used so far in the game, but the ball seems to have simply been snatched away from Cardiff Met, and Bath can't believe it.
Yeah,
what was the thought process behind that?
She's just trying to get closer to the post without having to risk more passes and stuff. But Lucy's done well to move her feet round, and she's thriving off the crowd at the moment. So, yeah, she did very well to get round the player and not contact her in that situation.
Pressure seeming to get to the University of Bath goal shooter there. Not happy with the referee's decision.
No, they're definitely not, but it's a tough game. Sometimes the calls you think they go your way, and sometimes you think they don't, so.
It's certainly not going to deter them, though.
No, definitely not.
And we saw a call coming in against the Cardiff Met team, and Bath having almost a free throw there for the Nets.
Yeah, another nice shot from Charlotte there, and they've had all 4 of their shooters have been on the court at some point, and they've all been just as clinical as each other, so they're really thriving and getting in good positions right now.
The rebound reaction wasn't quite quick enough from the University of Bath there. They were looking to keep the ball in play, and get their attack going, but it's Cardiff Met who have shot up to the other end of the court and now move forward in a slightly menacing manner. Interception there in the middle of the park for the University of Bath, who will try and restart the attack that ultimately came to nothing a moment ago, thanks to the awareness and the sharpness of the Cardiff Met goal defensive pairing. Jojo, I know we've mentioned before about the leaping ability of Lucy Taylor-Hunt, but There's been a lot of leaps coming in from the Cardiff Met side. In defence, they are jumping up into the air like we're almost in zero gravity.
Yeah, the girls aren't scared to go up for a ball, even if they're not sure if they're going to get it. They're not afraid to throw themselves up in the air. Even if you get a tip and it's not an interception, it makes a massive deal to the game. It just slows it down, and yeah.
Absolutely. They're not even worried about the landing, which ultimately caught you out with your poorly foot, and I am sorry that's happened to you. Jojo is dealing with an injury of a fractured foot, and we thank her so much for joining us here today after another Cardiff Met score goes in from Thwaites. She's having a ball up there in that final D, isn't she, Caitlin?
Yeah, once again, Sydney Palmer wasn't struggling with the height disadvantage on her there. She won another rebound that fell straight to Thwaites, and of course it ended up as another score.
And Bath will end this period with a score of their own, but Cardiff Met made plenty of scores themselves. It brings the score after the third period in this game. Cardiff Met 22, the University of Bath 49. Jojo, we've got quite the game on our hands, because this final quarter, the win isn't sealed for the University of Bath. Cardiff Met can come back in this, can't they?
Well, yeah, they can. Even if they can't bring back a win, they can definitely bring back the goal difference, which ultimately can make every difference in the league standings for the end of the year. So
100%, 100%. And this is as part of a feature, this game, the clash on the court here, the Archers Arena on Kincoy campus. We've got 3 massive fixtures for you. Not only are we covering the Cardiff Met women's netball team today, we are covering both women's basketball and men's basketball first teams as they take on rivals in their tables in Bucks divisions. It's set to be an absolute cracker of a day. So thank you very much for tuning in. And if you're watching this stream and you're down around Kincoy campus or in the Cardiff area, then why not come down? Tickets are free and available online, so get yourself in the Archers Arena because the atmosphere is popping off, I believe the youth say these days. They say it's popping off. Am I right, Caitlin?
It's definitely popping off. We've got a lovely DJ here that's got some great tunes going on, and the crowd are absolutely loving it. And we have not Archie, but also a half-time mascot that's made his way onto the court here. So yeah,
I think he was supposed to be the half-time hippo, but he didn't get the memo about when the half-time was going to be. But the atmosphere is indeed popping off. I can see even rugby head coach Danny Milton, director of rugby I should say, with his own Archers banner and clapper. And I've got Jojo on my right starting to boogie along with the tunes as well, despite the fractured foot.
I think Archie's found some competition. He's come onto the court to defend his area.
I certainly hope we're not going to see what happens in American sports where the mascots end up fighting each other. We want all love here at the Archers Arena, and that seems to be what we're getting. 2 great dancers in the middle of the court. Jojo, I'm going to turn my attention now to the Cardiff Met bench. There's some intense discussions going on there. Yeah. Despite the fact that they seem to be back in this game and they look much stronger, there seems to be very intense discussions. What do you think is being said on the bench?
Well, obviously the girls are still down, so they're probably just talking about what little changes they can make, whether it's just moving their feet quicker, sticking man on for a little bit longer. It makes all the difference. So, and the girls quite like talking to each other and communicating and what they can actually see on court rather than what the coaches can see off of the court.
And Caitlin, I'm looking over to the Bath bench. I'm seeing a lot of kind of disorganised chatting, almost like having a sort of social gathering here on the side of the court.
Yeah, well,
I know that they've got the lead. I know they've got quite a large lead in netball standards, but are they not worried about complacency maybe starting to slip in?
Yeah, I think they probably travelled down expecting a bit of an easy game, considering they played Cardiff Met and they did win quite handsomely at the start of the season. However, they've certainly got a bit of a more difficult fixture on their hands this time. Cardiff Met have definitely improved since that first game of the season, and I think Bath have probably been a bit surprised by the quality we do have here.
And we see Archie the Archer, the dragon himself, making his way through the crowd, making sure the energy is still high. Our girls are still in this. This fixture is not over. The battle for the West will continue. And I surely hope that Cardiff Met can ensure that Bath travel back across the bridge with a big loss on their hands. The first loss of the season, that would be, Jojo. How big a statement victory would that be for Cardiff Met in this league? It
would be a massive statement, especially going into maybe varsity in May, because we've already played Bath, so to get a massive win would be huge before varsity.
We've had a whistle blown here from the referee duo, I should say, who are ready to get the rest of this fixture underway. Caitlin, we're going to keep our eyes peeled to see if there are any changes or how many changes might be made.
Yeah, it looks like Lily Jones has come back on. She's taken that goal attack position, so It's it's a new partnership actually. It'll be her with, I believe, Emma Payne in that goal shoot position. So these two haven't played together yet, so it'll be interesting how they link up.
I'm looking across at this Cardiff Met team. I see lots of familiar faces, Jojo. It seems to be a case of continuity again.
Yeah, I think the team's working well together and they're playing well, so there's no need to make a change when it's all working absolutely fine.
And we're back underway here at the Archers Arena. Cardiff Met versus the University of Bath in the first game on the Clash on the Court special. Covered here on Cardiff Met Sport TV. The only place to catch some of the best university sport in the United Kingdom. And we are back underway in this fixture between our netball firsts and the University of Bath. The score currently sits at Cardiff Met 22, the University of Bath 49. And for those tuning into netball for the first time or watching along at home and thinking that's quite a large margin, Cardiff Met are still in this. They can still find a way to get back into this match and potentially pull off a surprise. But as Jojo, you mentioned to me earlier, just scoring points and making sure that scoreboard's ticking over in your favour is crucial in terms of the goal difference for the entire league.
Yeah, 100%. As much as it matters getting a win or a draw, whatever, the goal difference does come down to quite a big change at the end of the day, because we drew against Cardiff last week, so they're going to be on the same amount of points that we are. So we definitely need the goal difference to help move us up the table.
I know Airline mentioned to me pre-match that it was just important to make sure we showed how much we've improved since that first fixture and to keep that scoreline a bit tighter than it was last time. So even if we don't get the win here, it's still been a very impressive performance from us. Absolutely.
We see Ellie Thwaites announce herself in this final period with her first score. There'll be plenty more where that came from, with her and Sydney up at that top end of the court, looking to make an impact. And just before then, we had a great interception from Lucy Taylor-Hunt, who has again been on fire in this game. She's actually got some Bath under-19 experience under her belt, Jojo.
Yeah.
So there's a bit of a more intense rivalry than we thought going on this court.
Yeah, I think the girls are always keen to show off their skills, especially against maybe an old franchise, because a lot of the girls probably would have been in that squad when she was younger, so she might know some of them. So you definitely want to show off how much you've improved, and yeah.
The second-year sport management student here at Cardiff Metropolitan University has definitely been one of the key figures in this fixture today, and will continue to be right up until the final bell, as the ball nearly attacks us here in the commentary area. Jojo, I'm disappointed you didn't look to save me in that instance just then.
I think Lucy's been really impressive in this one's team. She makes another interception, but she's called up for contact, I believe. She played in varsity in this fixture last year, and she was very impressive there as well, and has made a real name for herself in this one squad this season. Absolutely, and as Bath make another score, even the referee was smiling though at Lucy Taylor-Hunt, flying through the air, giving her all for this Cardiff Met team. Ooh. Talk about bringing the physicality. That was quite the shunt coming in the middle of the court there. As Bath work it into that final, that danger zone, that red zone of the court. Lily Jones isn't going to miss from there, I'm afraid. We know the sort of quality that she can bring to this fixture. A first-year student at the University of Bath, studying sport performance, but as you said earlier, Caitlin, she has that Bath Vitality Super League experience. Jojo, I'm going to come to you on that topic, actually. The Vitality Super League, how encouraging is that for university students, knowing a league like that exists, and actually there's a really high level of netball to be played post-university? Yeah, 100%. A lot of the girls now are in franchises playing age group, whether it's under-19s, under-21s, like for a range of teams. I know Ellie's previously played for London Pulse, Sydney's currently at 7 Stars, a lot of the girls are at Celtic Dragons, so there's a massive change. Like Millie Carter, who's unfortunately injured at the moment, one of the co-captains, and Nia Evans are in the Celtic Dragons squad, so like it's a massive change to like come out of university and have somewhere to go into and like lead through. So I think you see it a lot with Bucks Super Rugby as well. It's a real good pathway to get players from university sport into that sort of professional league and the highest standard of sport you can see. So I think it's exactly the same for netball here. These university students can really show off their talents and catch the eyes of these Vitality Super League teams.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that in front of us on this court this evening, we are seeing future Commonwealth, World and European champions, and hopefully one day Olympic champions. Jojo, is it something you'd want to see in the Olympics?
100%. I think if it's in the Commonwealth, why can't it be in the Olympics?
That's a very fair point. Can we take that to the IOC on record now? Should we just go straight to the office? As we see Bath make their way back through the middle of this court. There's a longer range effort coming in there from the University of Bath. They brought it slightly closer. The referee calling up on Cardiff Met quite a few times there, Caitlin, actually, for some infringements in the final D zone.
Yeah, I think it's just you sort of take that leap of faith to try and put them off, but sometimes you just encroach that 1 metre spacing that you need to leave for them. So sadly there they got called up a couple of times and did get punished for it.
University of Bath intercepting the ball yet again to find themselves another attacking position, but the shot doesn't come off and the rebound is found by Taylor Hunt successfully, and she'll get her Cardiff Met team going once again. Jojo, I've been surprised with the amount of interceptions I've actually seen in this game. Is netball as easy to read as these players are making it look out on that court?
I think it's just, I don't know, it's a quick game, so the ball moves quickly, and if you're in the right position at the right time, you can move your feet a bit quicker and manage to get an interception. But there's a change for Tamsin Mitchell coming on for Ellie Thwaites.
Amazing. So Tamsin Mitchell introducing herself in this fixture. Ellie Thwaites has had a fantastic game for Cardiff Met. She's been great in scoring lots of vital points for the Archers in this fixture. But the quality that has entered the pitch right now. Another great first year, linked with Saracens Mavericks actually at under 19s level. Tamsin Mitchell, a fashion marketing management first year student here at Cardiff Met. Again, another first year Jojo making their way into the first team. Is it rather encouraging for you guys as a whole squad to see so many freshers having the confidence and having, you know, sort of the support around them to feel comfortable enough to push forward into the first team?
100%, and people like Tamsin, she's really growing this season. She's come back, not recently, but from a dislocated knee throughout COVID and stuff, so she's making a massive stamp on being in the first team. So it's really encouraging.
Coming off the back of a dislocated knee certainly will have been a battle that I will want to hear more about in future, Jojo. I hope we can come down and cover more of these games, because it's been end-to-end, high-quality, high adrenaline sport here on Cardiff Met Sport TV. The first of our Clash on the Court special. We've got 3 fixtures, 3 Cardiff Met teams facing off in the Archers Arena today, one after the other. It's set to be quite the spectacle here on Cardiff Met Sport TV. So thank you all for tuning in at home to watch along with us. The referee pulling up on Cardiff Met there, as Bath find their way into that final section, and again with another score on the board. Caitlin, Cardiff Met need to start scoring some points of themselves, don't they?
Yeah, we hope sort of Tamsin Mitchell sort of gets going quite quickly here. She hasn't got many minutes to sort of get herself into the flow of the game, but Ellie Thwaites probably deserved to come off the pitch. She's worked tirelessly all game, and she's finally getting that well-needed break probably, so.
Absolutely, Ellie Thwaites was non-stop throughout this fixture. Bath again using great variation in the height of their passing to move themselves up to the end zone of this pitch. Taylor Hunt unfortunately beaten on that occasion, and Bath find themselves scoring yet again. Taylor Hunt looked to use her height again, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to stop the shot going in there. Jojo, returning to you again. You're a player out on this court right now. What words of encouragement would you be offering your side to try and get that momentum back that we saw at the beginning of the second period, because the Archers were on fire?
I think just anything positive. Genuinely anything positive makes the biggest difference on court. As soon as you start being negative, it really brings the team morale down, and that's when you start not playing well as a team and you start arguing and bickering with each other. So anything positive is so key in moments like this.
A great play there by none other than Sydney Lauren Palmer. We've said that name so much today. She's been on fire for the Archers as Bath find themselves back down the other end of the court, scoring more points Current score reads Cardiff Met 24, University of Bath 61. We do have just over 5 minutes left in this fixture, Jojo. There is plenty of time for plenty of points to be scored, is there not?
There so is. Netball's quite a quick game, so even with 5 minutes, 6 minutes left, there is a lot of goals left to be scored.
Bath looking to move that ball forward with so much pace and agility, but it's ultimately stunted by the Cardiff Met defence, who worked so well and used that physicality that Bath looked to bring into this fixture against them and actually steal the ball back in that crucial final third. Tamsin now finds herself on the ball. She'll be keen to get more points, just as Ellie Thwaites was able to do in this fixture. Lauren Palmer with the looping shot, just off the rim. And she somehow kept her balance in that moment. Another superhuman moment on the court.
She's managed to collect her own rebound once again and set up Tamsin to get some more points in this game.
Absolutely, an amazing play there from Tamsin Mitchell to score yet another point, another crucial point for the Cardiff Met Archers. And one player that's not stopped at all in this game, Caitlin, no matter what the score, no matter how long has passed on the clock, Tia Medic. She has been everywhere, and she's really come into her own actually as well since changing over into that wing attack position, as we see her literally intercept the ball.
Yeah, she's just won a contact penalty in their favour, so she's been up and down all game. She is every game, and she is the perfect role model to have as your captain, because she will give 110% every game, no matter what.
It's apparently her 5th year here at Cardiff Metropolitan University. She's got experience with Cardiff County, with the Wales and Dragons under-21 setup, as we see another brilliant score coming in there for Cardiff Met. And did you know, Jojo, that Tia Medic can do a backflip? That's apparently the one thing she wants the world to know.
I've seen it a couple times.
You do see it?
It's very impressive, actually. I might be able to get her to do one at the end of the game.
I actually hope that she does, or I hope I come back. I come back for another fixture, another game, and I can see Tia Medic again have another dominant display like she has done today in that centre of the park. But also treat us to a backflip, maybe, Jojo. Do you have a special celebration that you like to favour at the end of games?
I'm not sure, but it's definitely not a backflip, I can tell you that for free.
Not with this boot on your foot anyway.
No, definitely not. I won't get very far with that.
So we're coming down to the final 3 minutes of this game. Cardiff Met currently 26 points, University of Bath 63. Caitlin, despite the scoreline, despite the amount of time that's gone, Cardiff Met are not giving up.
Yeah, I don't think the scoreline totally reflects how the game's been played. I still think it's been very end-to-end, and there's been a lot of positives as Tia Medic goes in again there. But I think, yeah, the scoreline doesn't quite match up to how the game's been played, and I think there is positives. Yes, there's some more still probably things to work on, but this Bath team is a very, very strong side, as we said. They're unbeaten, and their finishing in that D has been absolutely top-notch. So with you, what's just happened there, though, Caitlin? Because Medic found herself with a fantastic interception in the middle of the park. Taylor Hunt then suddenly got the ball, but the referee pulled them back. Jojo, what was the reason behind that?
I think Tia got a lovely interception, but she did go offside, so the ball had to go back.
It's just like the football offside rule. We'll never understand it, because it's always against the team we're supporting. But we're back underway in the middle of the park. Cardiff Met will have possession of the ball again. We are in the final 2 minutes of this fixture. Medic again sniping through the middle. She's found Lauren Palmer. And beautiful bounce pass actually around the corner. But the long pass from Lauren Palmer doesn't seem to come off. The Bath wing attack just did enough there to put her off and block her eyesight. And I think she just lost track of where the ball was there. Do you look for those long passes quite often to go completely across the court, Jojo, in that final section?
Try not to, as usually going across a lot of players, but if it's on it, sometimes it is just on and it is the best option to go for. So it just completely depends on the situation and where everyone's moving to.
Tamsin looked to find Medic with a bounce pass there, but an infringement from the University of Bath. Finds her with a free throw. Mitchell's being given a second go here. It's just hit the rim. Unfortunate there for Cardiff Met.
You can tell they're really flowing with confidence here.
Lauren Palmer's reacted on the ball though, straight back to Mitchell, and then Lauren Palmer again with a great shot. That's got to be one of the scores of the game there for Cardiff Met, Jojo. Great reactions there from the front two.
100%. Sydney's so switched on that she just managed to move her feet quick enough to turn around and pick up the ball from like the smallest of Bath errors. So she's played insane this game. She's definitely played very well.
I have to say she is probably my player of the match here today.
We're into the final few seconds of this fixture. Cardiff Met will want to make sure they can end it with a score of their own. Jojo, give me a player of the game.
I've definitely got to go with Sydney. She's played insane, especially to be thrown into a position that she barely plays in training. I think I saw her pick up the goal attack there for the first time in training the whole season yesterday. So she's played absolutely insane. So, yeah.
Caitlin, do we agree with that as the full-time bell goes?
Yeah, she's definitely my player of the match. I think she was absolutely playing with confidence by the end of it there. She was willing to shoot from absolutely anywhere in that D. She wasn't even looking for the pass because she trusted her own ability, even if it's not necessarily her favourite position. So yeah, definitely Sydney for my player of the match.
Well, there you have it. Sydney Lauren Palmer is our player of the match, and the full-time score here is Cardiff Met 27, University of Bath 66. It was a fantastic display from our archers who never backed down from Bath, who never gave in, but that is now 6 from 6 for the University of Bath. Jojo, they really are the team to beat in this tournament, aren't they?
They really are. They are a very strong team. They have a very good setup, and they are just a very good university in general. So, yeah.
Well, it's been a fantastic encounter to watch, thrilling from every angle and every perspective, no matter what team you were watching out on that court today. It's certainly been a great way for us to start our Clash on the Court spectacle here at Cardiff Met's Archers Arena. We're going to hand back over now to Megan Joyce, who is with the co-captain of Cardiff Met Netball, Tia Medic.
Targets to work on throughout the squad, and obviously we keep working on those targets throughout training. We've been meshing really well in training, and our couple of last performances have been really good. But Bath are a phenomenal team. They've got a lot of Super League players. They have international English players, so we knew it was going to be a fight from the beginning, literally from the start to the end. But otherwise, it was a really good game. Physically, mentally, quite hard and challenging, but we did the best that we could.
And as a captain, what do you believe your role is boosting morale and boosting your team spirit ready to go again?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think it's so important. I think probably as a communicator, I'm one of those key players on the court for that. When my head dips, I definitely recognise that the rest of the team's head dips, and I think in today's game I did have a little bit of a blip where I went a bit quiet, and I think that definitely affected the team. But at the same time, like, we do have other really good communicators in the team, and like Sarah Evans as well, our vice captain, she's one of them. Millie Carter and stuff, as much as she's not on the court, she's on the sideline, and I always hear her voice talking, same as our coaches and stuff, so keeping morale is really, really good. It's very important and key to a game.
And just finally, a quick one on Clash of the Court in general. How important do you think this event is, not only just for Cardiff Met Netball, but for the uni in general?
I think like Clash of the Court, obviously it's our first time doing it. It's an absolutely amazing event. It's actually really nice to kind of showcase our performance sport and get this setup going as well. Having a bit of supporters, it's absolutely lovely. Having the stands out, it's a little bit nicer rather than them just being squished on the sideline every week, in and out. So yeah, it definitely is really important. The hype to it was great as well. It's a perfect opportunity for us to actually showcase what we're capable of and just have the opportunity in general.
And just a quick final one, speaking on the morale and boosting and the energy and the vibes. Looking forward to next week. You've got, I think it's Gloucestershire, I think you face them another rematch. How are you now going to prepare? What's training looking like for you?
Well, we'll definitely go really hard in training, I think, after this game. We have analysis as well, which is really handy, so we'll go away, look at the analysis, what we need to improve on going forward. We've also had the game against Gloucester previously analysed, and we know that we can come away with a win against them, so that'll be a really, really good game for us. having a bit of confidence actually going into the game too. It'll be really tough coming from a loss today, but knowing that we've done it before against them, we can definitely do it again. So yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me. I think we're now going to have a word with your coach. So yeah, thank you very much.
No worries, that's fine. Thank you.
Perfect, and we now have Elaine Roberts joining us. Elaine, thank you so much.
Hello.
Really tough out there today. Some excellent goals though. Who stood out for you?
So our wing attack, goal attack, Sydney, she is a phenomenal player. She's a fresher this year. So I put her in as wing attack to begin with, but she's a little underdog as a goal attack. So we put her in there because we thought needed to kind of change things up a little bit. She's definitely my player of the match today, so she stood that out. But I think as units, they played together really well as units today. Defensive unit played their hearts out. Attacking unit, they have a challenge. Bath are very a team that will go on every single ball. They're very competitive and they're very on body. So I think it's always a fight to get onto ball. So every single attacking player has a job to do defensively whilst they attack. So and then I think our shooting unit had to play together really well to get ball into the post. So I think as a team as a whole, they had a lot of work to do. They did it really well.
Yeah, definitely. And you spoke of some freshers there. How has it been sort of integrating newer players into the team, gelling them all together? What sort of things have you done to do that?
So we currently have, I believe, 3 freshers on our team. So we have 2 shooters and a mid-quarter. But our team is wonderful at integrating freshers. So in pre-season, we bring in a load of freshers that we believe have potential to be in our first and second team. And we bring them in pre-season to make sure that they are gelling well with our teams. But they all take them under their wings. So we have one of our freshers is umpiring secretary. The other 2 are kind of being fed into that kind of environment, if you like. One of them is a Cardiff student, so we make sure that they do get on with the netball culture that we have here at Met. We are the biggest female club in the university, so it's really important for us to get all our freshers involved in any team they are.
Excellent. And as a coach, how do you go about motivating your team after losses like this?
So I think what's important is that we have for me, every player will give me 2 positive that they came from that match and 1 work on. So we don't look at negatives, we look at the things that we can work on together. We'll have our analysis sessions and we will have our S&C sessions and we'll have our little debriefs in training. And we'll always look at things that we can work on together as a team, not just individual performances. So yes, you might bring your individual performance into it, but it's always a one-team thing. And we'll always train together as a team, and it's never going to be an individual thing. We're a team of 7 on court and 12 on the bench. So we'll always bring it in as a team and look forward to the next one.
And Clash on the Court, first of its kind. Are you a fan? Would you like to see more of this in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's great. I think we should always kind of link with other sports, basketball being involved. It's great. We do link a bit with them with kind of like we train similar times. If some of our netball girls don't want to continue with netball in the lower teams, they can always go to basketball and vice versa. You know, we do similar things, so maybe a bit more on the social side as well. We always go on away games and stuff. We get on really well with them. So I think it's great that we can have this kind of event. I would love to have more of it, and it'd be great for this future as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much, and thank you for chatting with us.
Thank you very much.
Now, thank you very much for joining us. But the emotions of Clash on the Court don't stop there, as there is still plenty to look forward to this evening. We've got women's basketball, where Cardiff Met face East London University at 6. And following that, men's basketball, and it's a clash meets clash as Cardiff Met take on Cardiff Uni at 8. Thank you for joining us, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a bounce with women's basketball. See you there.
Clash on the Court promo shoot, take 1.
Games.
1 day.
Live only on Cardiff Met Sport TV. Yeah.